Phoenix Radio. Phoenix Radio. Phoenix Radio. Phoenix Radio.
And the programme rundown here on Phoenix Radio tonight is myself, Ross Travone, through for another hour until 6:30. 6:30 through till 8, Jill Black. 8 till 9, it's 8 till 9:30 rather, Mark Welsh. 9:30 through till 11, it's Brian Marshall. And the phone lines tonight are 55374. We're missing John Scott tonight, which is a great shame. I'm sure he's sulking at home, but he's got quite a few entries for his competition, which he did last week, which was the Bunnyman competition set last Saturday, and the Do It Clean competition. And some of the people who wrote in was Tim Saywells, I think it is, in Bromley. We've also got Gary in where's he, in from Idiot Strength in Harrow. And have we got another one here? No, I can't find it at the moment, but quite a few entries for that, and I'm sure he'll be giving out the winner next week on his programme. It's probably the reason why he didn't turn up tonight is probably he's taking too much offence to Brian Marshall playing this record for him.
About your face, it was hard to believe, it was hard to trace. I saw you today.
I think they tend to get a little bit carried away at the end of that record. That's the Violet Femmes, and a single out at the moment on Rough Trade called Ugly. Another entry for the John Scott's competition came from David King in Blackheath, and he's saying something about he can't stand atrocious voiceovers, which we've been doing lately. I'm not too sure what you're talking about there, but still, this is 23 Skidoo, and this is called Coo. Skidoo and the 12-inch of their current single called Coo. It's Phoenix Radio on 90.2 MHz VHF, and if you'd like to phone in tonight, then the number is 5074. Nice people to talk to down the end of the line, so please do call that number. And if you'd like to write to the station instead, the address is number 1 St Barnabas Road, Woodford Green in Essex. In the post this week, we've got quite a few records from Modern English. We've got a 12-inch of a single called Chapter 12, which I'll play in a moment, and we also got an album called Ricochet Days, and I'll perhaps play a track from that later on. But first the single, this is called Chapter 12. Three Johns, and that's called AWOL. Going back to a letter that I mentioned before by David King, he says that, do you play any unknown bands? Well, I think we do rather a lot actually, and it's the one thing we like to sort of pride ourselves on rather. And if you've got any tapes, then please do send them in to us, and we certainly give them a listen. The address is Phoenix Radio, number 1 St Barnabas Road, Woodford Green in Essex, and please do try and make them as good as quality as possible. Going back to this demo tape from Full Cry, this is a track which they want to release as a single, and they're trying to get a recording contract with EMI, I think it is, and this is called Something New for Me. That's the band called Full Cry, and their single which they want to release is recorded on an 8-track, and that's called Something New for Me. And a special hi to Belinda Phillips, who plays on the keyboards and backing vocals on that particular track. The Smiths now, and this is the B-side of their current single, What Difference Does It Make? This is called Back to the Old House. That's Cormel, and a 12-inch called More, 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 And before that you heard The Smiths and the B-side of their current single called Back to the Old House. It's Phoenix Radio on 90.2 MHz VHF, and our phone lines are open on 5054, so if you haven't already dialed in, then that number is 5 reception reports or dedications on the Brian Marshall programme going out between 9:30 and 11 o'clock rather. A reminder that Jill Black will be on in about 20 minutes time, and she'll be on through till 8 o'clock, 8 through till 9:30. It's Mark Welsh. I haven't had any fanzines to mention this week, but I suppose you could call jamming a fanzine in some ways, and it's got articles on the Smiths, New Order, Julian Cope, the Redskins and R.E.M., and it's also got a very amusing piece by Billy Bragg on their guide to being hip, which is well worth a read and very amusing indeed. We move on now to a track from Matt Johnson from the album Burning Blue Soul. That's Matt Johnson, and from the album Burning Blue Soul, his first solo album. That's a track called Another Boy Drowning. Apparently Matt Johnson, stroke the are apparently playing a gig in London sometime in April. I think it's April the 8th, and I don't know where it is, but keep an eye open for that, because it's not often he does gigs. Track from The Room now, and this is called Chat Shows.
When evening casts its shadows over sleepy garden, walls and closed eyelids, and you sleep snug and secure.
That's The Room, and a track called Chat Shows, which you can find on a compilation album put out by the Moonlight Club of artists which appeared down there at that club. It's Phoenix Radio on 90.2 MHz VHF, and our phone line is open on 504. That phone line will only be open until 9 o'clock, so you've got to ring in before then. I've got a couple of hours or so, I think, and that number 504. I played the Modern English single a little bit earlier on called Chapter 12, and I'm going to play a track from the album now. This is the album Ricochet Days, and this track is called Machines.